One thing that's happening a lot that I'm really excited about is the fact that people are doing community reads. I really love the idea of one book, one read. I know my book, I love it if they do it with my book, but I love it if you do it, if a community chooses any book, because it's a way of saying that everyone's going to focus on a single story, which has many themes. And I recently was in a community in Long Island where every 7th grader read my book, Counting by Sevens, and I was in Mississippi, in Oxford, and every 6th grader read Counting by Sevens, and then I went to speak to them. But interesting things happen in those community reads, and sometimes the person who learns something is me, because when everybody reads something, I get many different ideas and many different interpretations of the work. And one of the most interesting things to happen to me very recently was I went to a school where the kids had learning differences. They were kids that were on the autism spectrum. So it was a school specifically designed for that. And they did a community read of Counting by Sevens. Now, Counting by Sevens is about a young girl named Willow Chance. She's a genius in many ways. She's adopted at birth. She's a person of color, and she loses her parents. So that's the story. And there are many characters who she meets along the way in her journey. I got to the school, and the head of the school was waiting for me in the main lobby, which often is the case. But he took me aside and said, I want to tell you something. We took the kids yesterday, and we wanted to talk to them before you met them, and we wanted to talk to them about the book. And the kids have decided that the main character in Counting by Sevens is Cheddar the cat. Now, they relate more easily to animals than to people. And Cheddar the cat is discovered or by the counselor Del Duke, lost, is out in the world alone, and then comes back to a family, and in the end has found a place in the world. They believe that you are telling the story of the cat and using the other people to explain the cat's journey. Now, Cheddar the cat, when I wrote the book, is a minor character, but not to them. That's why we read books. That's why something like a group or community read is so interesting and so instructive. That's what happens when we interpret literature. We find different points of view, different ways into the story. When I went in and talked to them then, and they explained their version of my book, it was one of the most enlightening and beautiful explanations I'd ever heard. I'm glad the man told me before I went in so that I wasn't surprised when they started by saying, we want to talk about the book, we want to talk about Cheddar's journey, because I love it. I love that.